Have you ever woken up from a dream where you were wandering through a house you somehow knew but had never seen? The wallpaper felt familiar, the corners held a memory you couldn't name, and the air carried that soft, impossible scent of childhood rain. Maybe you opened one door and found a room filled with light, a room you didn't know you owned. Maybe you found a locked door, and the key wasn't where it should be. Maybe there was a stranger inside, moving as if they lived there. And when you woke up, your heart was pounding, your breath a little shallow, and some part of the dream kept tugging at you all morning like a loose thread that refused to be tucked away. If you've had that dream, you're not alone. That house shows up for millions of us. It's one of the most common dreamscapes humans share. And in the language of Jung, that house is not just a building. It's you. Not the you that answers emails or smiles politely or remembers to water the plants. The deeper you. The layered, living, breathing interior world, your psyche, speaking to you in rooms and staircases, in windows and basements, in light and shadow. Jung believed dreams are not nonsense. They are messages, woven in symbols, from the parts of us we don't yet know. The house is one of those symbols that can hold an entire life in its walls. Each floor, every window, each forgotten room. These are not architectural quirks. They are a map of your inner life. Think for a moment about the layout of that dream house. Did you start on the ground floor? That's your daily life, the ordinary rhythm, the persona you show the world. Kitchens and living rooms, these rooms host the rituals that keep you alive. Meals, conversations, shared air and warmth. If the kitchen is cold or cluttered in your dream, perhaps your daily sustenance, emotional or physical, is lacking, ignored, or rushed. If the living room is too pristine, never used, maybe something of your social self is staged and unused, a showroom instead of a home. What about the bedroom? Intimacy and rest live there. If the sheets are tangled or the bed is missing, your body might be asking for deeper safety, for rest without performance. And the bathroom, strange to mention but powerful. Bathrooms are cleansing places. If there's no privacy in your dream, maybe you struggle to release what needs to leave. Maybe shame stands in the doorway. But the house rarely stays on one floor, does it? Houses have height and depth. The attic, if it appears, is the airy territory of ideas, beliefs, the ideals you keep high and far from the noise. A cluttered attic can mean a theory-heavy life, thoughts everywhere, but none sorted through. A gleaming, empty attic might mean the opposite, a hunger for belief that you haven't named yet, an open sky waiting for a telescope. And below, where the air grows cooler, the basement. Here Jung would suggest we're visiting the unconscious, the storage of what we couldn't carry upstairs. Old boxes, forgotten trunks, family artifacts you didn't buy but inherited. Do you know that feeling in a dream where you hesitate before those basement stairs? That's natural. For most of us, the basement is where we keep what was too heavy, too confusing, too difficult to handle when it first arrived. Old grief, old fear, old gifts you didn't know how to use. The basement isn't evil, it's simply quiet storage. But unopened boxes grow loud in dreams. Sometimes the house isn't familiar at all. It's strange and fluid, rooms shifting as you move. You open a door that led to the kitchen, and suddenly you're in a forest-lit hallway. In Jung's language, that's the psyche reminding you it isn't a machine, it's alive, and life rearranges itself when new energy enters. You may be changing faster than your conscious mind admits. The dream says, yes, something is moving. Come see. Then there's that locked door. You know the one. You try the handle, it won't budge. In some dreams, you don't even try. You just stare and feel the pull, a magnetic tug behind the ribs. What's behind it? In Jungian thought, that door almost always guards the shadow, the parts of you that have been exiled, Not only the dark and difficult traits, but often the bright ones too. Your courage, your hunger for life, your art, your capacity to say no. We exile what was punished or misunderstood, and it stays alive behind the door, waiting. What can you do with a dream like that? First, do what Jung did. Treat it with respect. Write it down, not just the events, but the textures. The way the light fell through a window, the smell of old wood, the moment your stomach dropped on the stairs. Then draw it. I mean literally sketch the floor plan. It doesn't have to be pretty. Try to remember where the windows were, the doors, the rooms. As you draw, ask yourself, which parts of this house get sunlight? Which parts are silent? Which parts feel lived in, and which feel staged? Now ask the dream the simplest question: what is the problem here? Is the house flooding? Are there intruders? Is something missing? Dreams often present an imbalance. They show you where inner energy has piled up or gone dry. A flooded basement might mean emotions long repressed are rising. A collapsing roof might warn that a belief you've used to shelter yourself can't carry the weight of your life anymore. A broken window can be a wound to how you see the world. But the dream's goal isn't to scare you, it's to show you the truth you need to heal. There's another common scene. You meet someone in the house who shouldn't be there. An intruder. You feel a shimmer of dread, a quick flash of anger or panic. This figure is powerful in Jung's world. Sometimes it's a shadow figure, a quality you reject in yourself. Sometimes it's a part of the psyche not yet integrated. Energy that wants to join your life but enters clumsily, as a stranger. The question isn't only how do I get them out, but what do they carry that I've been missing? If the intruder is loud, reckless, daring, is there a part of you that wants a little more risk? If they are quiet and watchful, maybe there's a part of you that wants to slow down and observe before acting. Not every house dream is frightening. You might discover a new wing that wasn't there before. You step into rooms bathed in morning light, colors that make you breathe deeper. This is the psyche's way of saying, we are growing. Perhaps you're moving into a phase of life that asks for new capacities. Hospitality, creativity, leadership, solitude. The new wing is permission. Will you move in, or will you keep living in the old rooms out of habit? Some dreams return you to your childhood home. You know each hallway by heart. You can walk it in the dark. But something is different. The house is smaller, or larger, or missing a room that mattered to you. Returning there isn't always regression. Sometimes it's retrieval. Jung would invite you to ask, which part of me did I leave here to survive? A laugh I muted to blend in, a talent I hid to stay safe. Visit that room, sit on the floor, listen. You'll know what's yours to bring back when your chest softens and your eyes sting a little. Pay attention to the weather around the house. Is there a storm pressing its palms against the glass? Are the trees bending? Weather is mood. If the house stands strong in a gale, maybe you're more resilient than you think. If it trembles in a gentle rain, perhaps your foundations are asking for attention. Foundations matter in Jung's language. They're our earliest bonds, our first beliefs about what it means to be held and to be safe. Cracked foundations in dreams aren't accusations, they're invitations to repair the ground you live on. Now let's shift from symbol to practice. After sketching the dream house, choose one small action in waking life that honors the message. If the kitchen was cold, cook yourself a real meal and eat it without your phone. If the living room was staged, invite someone into your imperfection. Let them see the half-finished projects and the dust on the shelf. If a bathroom had no door, speak a boundary in your day, even a small one. If the attic was empty, spend time with a book or an idea that stirs your wonder. If the basement scared you, choose one box, one memory, one topic, and give it an hour of gentle attention. That might look like journaling, a conversation with a trusted friend, or time with a therapist if the box holds grief that wants company. Jung used a method he called active imagination. If you're willing, try it with the house. Close your eyes for a few minutes in a safe, quiet place. Picture the hallway. Walk to the locked door. Don't force it. Kneel, press your ear to the wood. Ask the door a question. What do you want me to know? Then wait. The answer might arrive as an image, a sentence, or simply a feeling. Even if nothing comes, you've begun a respectful conversation. In Jung's world, that's everything. Your psyche responds to attention like a plant turns to light. What about the dream where the house floods? Water is feeling, not polite emotion, but deep feeling. If water rises from the basement, something old wants to move. If rain pours through the roof, your beliefs are letting feeling in. If the house stands in a calm lake, maybe you're ready for reflection. The action here isn't to build taller walls, it's to learn to swim, to develop the capacity to feel without drowning. That might mean creating a ritual, a daily 10 minutes where you check in with your body, ask where it holds tension, ask what it's carrying. It might mean art. Paint the flood. Sing it. Put your hands on a piano and let the water move through sound. Then there are dreams where rooms are impossibly narrow. You have to squeeze sideways to pass, or familiar doors lead to endless corridors. Constriction and excess, two ways the psyche speaks of imbalance. Constriction might mean your life has become too tight around an identity you've outgrown. Endless corridors might speak of procrastination, the avoidance of one difficult door by wandering forever past many easy ones. What's the practice? Name one door today and walk through it. Send the email. Start the page. Make one brave call. The dream isn't scolding you, it's offering a map from maze to room. Sometimes the house is full of people, a constant party you didn't plan. Strangers crowd the couch. Music in the walls. You feel both excited and uneasy. This can be a sign that your life is too open, too available, your boundaries porous. Energy floods in from others, leaving your own rooms neglected. If that's your dream, the practice is a quiet evening with no one but you. Your own music, your own conversation. A door locked not from fear but from love, a boundary as a blessing, and sometimes the opposite. You wander a silent, dust-soft house where no one comes, where your voice echoes back at you. Loneliness sinks into the floors. This dream isn't punishment, it's truth. You may need to invite life back in, not the overwhelming party, just one voice at a time. Reach out to a friend or even simpler, step into a public place without your armor for an hour, notice faces, say thank you with your eyes. The psyche is a social house. It wants other voices to warm the rooms. There is a dream where the house burns. Fire is transformation, not only destruction. If your dream shows flames, ask where new heat has entered your life. A burning may be the end of a too small identity, or the purification of a story that cramped your lungs. In practice, fire asks for conscious choice. What can you release deliberately so the fire doesn't have to take it for you? A habit, a belief, a loyalty to suffering that you've mistaken for love. Notice too the small details. Windows are how you see. Are they clean, cracked, boarded up? Clean a window in your waking life. Choose one viewpoint you hold and wash it with new information. Doors are decisions. Do they open easily or stick? Oil one hinge. Practice a small decision with an attitude of kindness, not pressure. Stairs are transitions. Are you afraid of going up or down? If down scares you, give the basement 5 honest minutes a day. If up scares you, spend 5 minutes with an idea that lifts you. Midway through your own map, pause. Can I ask you something? In your house dream, which room keeps returning, or which room never appears at all? I'd love to hear your answer in the comments. It helps others compare maps, and you might see your own house more clearly in someone else's. And if this journey through the rooms is helping, tap like and subscribe so we can keep walking these hallways together, one gentle door at a time. Sometimes the house takes you outside. There's a garden, wild or tended. The garden is your living potential, the part of your life that grows under open sky. If the garden is overgrown, your creativity might be thriving without shape, asking for hands-on care. If it's barren, the soil may need compost, old experiences turned into nourishment. Gardening here isn't metaphorical only. Go outside, plant something, even a small herb on a windowsill. Your psyche loves when symbols cross the border into touchable life. What of stairs that go further down than the house should allow, far below the basement into tunnels, even caverns? Jung would say you're approaching the collective layers, the ancestral, the species old. Sometimes we find there a hallway of doors that aren't personal but human, rooms of war, of exile, of prayer. Don't linger alone in those depths if they frighten you. It's enough to nod and ascend. Some journeys want companions. That's where therapists, elders, and trustworthy communities are more than helpful. They are lantern bearers. There are dreams where you return home and find someone else living there, and they won't leave. The panic is sharp, the anger cold. Beneath that, a question lives. Who has been occupying my life? Is it work? A role? A story I inherited that fit me at 20, but strangles me now? The practice might be small, but radical. Reclaim one room. That could mean reclaiming your morning or your evening, reclaiming silence, reclaiming your art for 30 minutes. If you build a life you can inhabit, intruders lose their power. Occasionally, you'll discover a window high up that opens to a view you've never seen, mountains, sea, a city glittering new. The shift of perspective alone can change a life. Ask yourself, where can I climb, gently, to see farther? A lecture, a book, a conversation with someone unlike you. The attic isn't only dusty memory, it's a watchtower if you're willing to climb without arrogance. Sometimes the house is in transit. You're moving in or out, boxes everywhere. Your favorite chair looks strange in this light. Moving dreams are transitional rites. They're the psyche's way of saying the map is changing. New roads are opening. Old roads are closing not from punishment, but from completion. Grieve a little even if the new place is good. Gratitude for the old house. Thank you for shelter, for lessons, for nights I survived. Makes the new house easier to love. And then there's the door you finally open, the room you feared. You step inside and expect darkness, but the air is gentle, smells like rain. Sometimes the shadow is not a monster, it's the child you left waiting, or the artist, or the leader, or the person who says, no, not this, I won't betray myself this time. When you open that door, even in imagination, something in your life loosens and breathes. You might cry without knowing why. Let it happen. Tears are house cleaning of the most sacred kind. How do you keep this conversation alive? Keep a simple dream journal, nothing fancy. If you can't remember dreams, tell your mind before bed you'd like to. Put a notebook by your pillow. When you wake, write 3 words, just the essence. Over time, your house will appear more often, clearer, kinder. When it does, don't interrogate it. Walk with it. Ask small, sincere questions and wait like you would at a friend's table for them to finish their thought. If a dream scares you, remember, your psyche is on your side. The fear may come not from danger, but from unfamiliarity. New rooms are always strange at first, and if a dream brings up pain too heavy to hold alone, ask for help. Jung didn't romanticize suffering. He respected it. He believed we are each a house under construction, and the bravest among us are simply honest about the work. What do you do with the dream where the house is perfect and you are a guest, careful not to touch anything? That's a persona dream, life as show, not home. The medicine is mess, touch, use. Open a drawer, metaphorically and literally. Eat at your own table. Make a meal that leaves stains and joy. Perfection is a museum. Your life deserves to be lived in. And the house where every door flies open too easily, where secrets stand in the doorway half closed, teasing. That may be a sign of premature exposure. You've shared more than you're ready to integrate. Pull one curtain. Keep one thing for yourself until it ripens. Privacy isn't hiding. It's ripening in the dark like fruit. Sometimes in dreams you rebuild. You're knocking down a wall to let light in. You're laying new floors that don't creak. That's not just renovation. It's individuation. The long, beautiful work of becoming who you are, not who you were told to be. Jung knew this wasn't a weekend project. It's a lifetime, plank by plank, window by window. The wonderful secret is this: the house helps you build it. Your unconscious collaborates with your conscious life. Together they make a home. If you feel stuck, choose the smallest possible renovation. One drawer cleaned, one conversation had, one window washed. The psyche loves momentum more than drama. Grand epiphanies are bright, but quiet daily gestures change the architecture. There is a final image I want to offer. In some dreams, hidden behind the house, you find a little key. It's unmarked. You turn it in your hand. You already know which door it belongs to, though you haven't admitted it out loud. You wake up with that knowing bright in your chest. That key is trust. Trust that your life can hold more of you than it did yesterday. Trust that the locked room is not a trap, but a treasure room. That the stranger in your hallway may one day sit at your table, that you can repair what cracked without pretending it never did. So if you keep dreaming of a house, let that dream be a friend. Walk it slowly. Honor what it shows. Fix what you can with tenderness. Ask for help where you can't. Plant something in the garden. Sweep the stairs. Sit for 10 minutes in the room you fear and notice how the fear changes shape when you breathe slowly and name what you feel. And at night, as you fall asleep, tell the house you're ready to listen. You might be surprised how quickly it answers, how a window opens you hadn't seen, how a door that stuck yesterday swings today without a sound. In the end, Jung's gift is simple and profound. Your dreams are not random. They are letters addressed to you from your own soul, written in images, delivered in sleep. The house is one of those letters. When you read it, you don't just decode a symbol, you come home. If there's one thing to carry into your day, let it be this: you're not searching for the right house out there. You are making, room by room, the right house in here, and you've always had the key.